but we're going to be moving into the Sunday events with Worlds Collide. So, starting with the
Sorry, I'm moving my phone
NXT,
out.
well, I think I want to start with the NXT Women's Tag Team Title match, which is going to be Katana Chance and Kaden Carter as the champions, and they will be facing Dewdrop and Nikki Ash. Who you got?
I'll be honest, I don't particularly care for anyone in this group right here besides Dewdrop. I mean, Kate, Kaden and Katana are very good. They just don't do anything to elevate the belts to me. They're
Mm-hmm.
kind of just there. Um, but I feel like they just sent Nikki Ash and Dewdrop down there because everyone else is pretty much injured and they want to maybe just help elevate the talent. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's all that this is, and that is going to be given to Kaden and Katana.
I agree with that. I think that's going to be Kaden and Katana. I do have to give them credit though. Even though I'm not a regular watcher of or viewer of NXT, every time that I've tuned in, they've kind of added something different to their character to make themselves more appealing. They had like the little pyro shooters out yesterday during their entrance. Sometimes they come from the crowd. They added some dance music, and like they were always known in NXT as being two very, very, very athletically gifted women, but this is a character centric business, so it's like you have to add layers to your character. You can't just be an athlete. And I think them being kind of taking on this like party duo kind of character, it's like put everything into perspective for them, gives them like a proper context, and it gives them layers, you know what I mean? And so I definitely have Kaden and Katana coming out of this match as the champions. um but speaking of tag team champions, we're going to go into the next match, which is the Fatal 4-Way Elimination Tag Team Championship Unification match. That was a lot of words. We got the
Right?
NXT, we got right. You got the NXT Tag Team Champions, the Creed Brothers, versus the NXT UK Tag Team Champions, Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen versus Gallus versus Pretty Deadly. Gallus and Pretty Deadly, for those of you who are not aware, are tag teams that are based in NXT UK. So, out of those four tag teams, who do you think is going to take it?
There's a lot of names that I really don't know. Because
Pick a team.
I don't. Um, I have a question. Which one are the Creed brothers? Are they the ones that?
Diamond Mind. I don't know if that name
Ah,
rings a bell.
no, that does ring in my. Only mainly because
Roddy.
whatchamacallit, Stokely, whatever his name was,
Yeah, yeah.
Stokely. Uh, well, now they're boring to me. And plus they're falling apart. The
Yeah.
tag team champions, I don't really have a feeling towards them. I want to go with someone from the UK. I want someone from the UK to win. I
Mm,
want to go with Pretty Deadly.
You go, but and you know what? I actually really, really like Pretty Deadly. They are very solid as a tag team. They, I believe, were former NXT UK tag team champions. I believe they even won the NXT regular tag team championships at one point. They were really, really good. Had a very, very clear identity to them. I like them a lot. Um,
Okay.
but I'm gonna go with Gallus. I like Gallus. They
Can
are
you
a
describe them
big
to me?
They
Mhm.
are a Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolf Gang. I don't know if you know who those three guys are, but they were NXT UK Tag Team Champs at a point. I think they were the first ones. But I think
Oh,
that they're three big guys. I feel like they were working a faction with Sheamus really, really well because they're just big, punch you in the mouth, super
is
athletic.
Shaman's led that faction?
No, 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 no. I feel like they could be in a faction with him, like because of like they
Oh,
they all kind of share like a similar energy. But like I like them. I like Gallus, and I'm gonna go with them as far as winning this match. Now the next match is what I feel like is going to be the match tonight for the NXT North American Championship. We got my guy Carmelo Hayes versus Ricochet. Two who I believe are two of the most memorable NXT North American champions ever.
oh, for
So who
sure,
do you,
for
who do you
sure.
have? Who do you have in this match?
You know what's funny? This is, like, my favorite belt out of the whole entire brand. Like, I all the
Mm.
matches that I love the most always came for this belt.
Mhm.
And I love Carmelo Hayes, there's no, like, surprise there. Like, he to me, I feel like is a star. He's going to be part of so many future dream matches and Mania moments. He's just
Mhm.
he knows how to carry himself. He's so unique. He's so interesting. I love his little back and forth thing that he has going with Trick Williams and stuff like that. He's just great and just like he gets better and better and better every single match. Like he's just that guy.
That's a fact.
Um they have been building up Ricochet. I wouldn't be mad if Ricochet won. You know, it would still be a feel good moment because of the
Right.
fact that he's like who you also think of when you think about this belt. So
Mhm.
I wouldn't be mad if Ricochet won, but in my heart, I want Carmelo Hayes to win. 'Cause I feel like this would be a huge victory for him.
That would. I agree with you on that. Having a win over a former champion, former North American champion as the North American champion definitely puts you in the upper echelon. I think that this would put him in the top 3 North American champions. I think it would be Adam Cole, Ricochet, Carmelo Hayes. Um, if he wins this match, this puts him in top 3 for sure. So I agree with you on that. And now we got the triple threat NXT Women's Title Unifications match where we have the NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose versus the NXT UK Women's Champion Mako Satomura versus Blair Davenport. Who you got?
I think we kind of went over this last week,
We
and then the
did.
way you painted it out made the most sense out of any other way that this could possibly go.
Hmm.
So, and then with the way they built, they had that little brief standoff with Shayna and Mandy. I for some reasons think that that has to happen in some shape, way, or form. So, um, I feel like they're not going to try to harm Mako, and they literally put in Blair, like you said, so she could eat the pin from Mandy.
Mm.
So that's that's where I feel like it has no other choice but to go because if Mako lost, I just feel like now you're disrespecting her. Like I feel like she's the legend in the match. I don't think that the
Right.
legend should eat a pin or submission at all. No one has really, as far as the WWE casual fans go, no one really knows Blair Davenport. She if they just know her as Will Ospreay's bitch at this point. That's from them, from where they're
Wow.
sitting. From where they're sitting, I don't think about
I
her
know what
that
you mean,
way.
but
But that's the way they view her. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So they have no emotional attachment to her. Therefore, if she ate the pin from Mandy, I don't think anyone would be mad. You know,
right,
they're already booing the shit out of her last not this week but last week when she tried butting into their feud saying that I deserve this because I'm number one contender and da 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 da. They're booing her out the stage. I'm like, you know what? That they did it on purpose. They want to get rid of her. They're gonna have her just eat the pin and protect the other two.
right. That makes I can see that. I also see Blair winning. You know what it is? I think that the Mandy Shayna face off, I can see Mandy coming up to the main roster. I can see Mandy and Toxic Attraction coming up to the main roster and saying Shayna winning the belt and then Mandy going after Shayna. But I also see Blair pinning Mandy. That way Miko doesn't have to eat a pin. But Blair winning is like it would be the shocker. I think that would be like the whoa kind of moment. And I think that because Blair is the new woman and they're trying to add value to her, I think that her winning both titles would automatically elevate her. Then you can have Blair
That's
versus
true.
Mako and put Mako in the mix with girls like Cora Jade and Roxanne and women like that. So I think that Blair is gonna win this match. I just have a
Really?
strong feeling. I feel like Blair's gonna come out on top. I just think that it's her time. She's kind of been in the shadows, like number one contendering it since the pandemic in NXT UK. But it's time. I think Blair's gonna come out on top. And
That's
now,
true. Some talents do have to go over
yeah,
from the UK. We can't just keep
absolutely.
choosing people from NXT. So that actually just makes sense. I don't think Hunter would like call it down like that. But go
Right.
ahead, sorry.
And when you think about it, the NXT UK talent that are still on NXT UK are just gonna be coming over to NXT. So it's not like they're leaving. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm,
so somebody gotta win. You have to make it so that you show that, all right, NXT UK may not be around anymore, but it was still valuable because NXT UK women, like NXT UK talent, is winning championships over here. So somebody got to take it. So I think that is going to be
yeah.
Blair. But now for the main event, Braun Breaker, his name has too many B's. Braun Breaker versus Tyler Bate
The
for
B's
the
and C's are
unified.
fucking us up today.
Right.
Go
These
ahead.
B's,
Yeah.
bro. The NXT and NXT UK title unification match. Who do you got?
I feel like I feel like they wanna continue to build up Braun Breaker, and I feel like if he does lose, then he's definitely seeing the main roster soon.
Yeah,
Just
for
because
sure.
he kinda already he's like the perfect, like, pre-phase default, whatever wrestler setup you want if you wanna plug someone onto the main roster, so if he wins actually, no. No, by my theory, I just said, "No, I want Tyler Bate actually to win, and I actually want Braun Breaker to go to the main roster." I feel like there's not that much that he needs to keep doing over here.
Mm, that makes sense. I think that. Whew, I'm trying to think because I feel like if Braun were to go to the main roster, that space would be a little bit too crowded, at least right now. Um, but I think that Braun is going to win. I think that Braun is going to win, but I feel like Tyler's going to come incredibly close. Um,
Okay.
I think that if you want to add, like, here's the thing, right? Every big NXT guy that has been pushed to be an eventual world champion or like heading in that direction has always had a landmark NXT moment. It was like that with Keith Lee before obviously he got let go. I feel like he was heading in the direction of world champion when he got pushed to the main roster. His hallmark NXT title moment was when he won the NXT and North American titles. Um,
Yeah.
so I think that was his hallmark moment. Finn Balor won in Japan. That was his hallmark moment. Braun Breaker hasn't had one of those. He's had great title defenses. He's defended during WrestleMania weekend. He defended it on Raw against Dolph Ziggler, but people don't really talk about that much. But him winning both of those titles and creating the NXT World Championship would elevate Braun Breaker to the point where he gets to the main roster. You know the vibes. I'm not going after the US title. I'm going after the world title. I made a world championship. Of course, I want the world championship of this brand. You know what I
You think
mean?
they would set him up with Drew?
Yes.
Hmm,
Yes, absolutely.
okay.
I would think that either they would set him up with Drew on Raw, ooh, or set him up against Gunther for the Intercontinental
Ooh.
Championship.
Ooh, now he's walking. That
Gunther
that's a
versus
match
Gunther
right
versus
there.
Gunther versus Gunther versus Braun. I like that. That's two dogs going at it. And they're very much
Yeah.
and they're very much both heavyweight competitors who can both go for a world championship. So I would say go for that. Um
I like that. I like that.
so but I my prediction is Braun. Braun is gonna win.